Mark Schlereth, multiple Pro Bowls, Super Bowls. Let's bring him on, Mark Schlereth.
Hi, Joy.
Hello, Steve.
Greg Cosell, top of next hour. By the way, I hear you're all fired up on. So I don't know Rocky Arsenault. I know Todd France has Matt Ryan, has Fletcher Cox, has Dak Prescott. Todd France been around a long time. You don't hear about Matt's contracts, Dak's deal. Fletcher Cox is probably next to Aaron Donald, best D lineman in the league. There are low-profile agents. Drew Rosenhaus would tend to take guys who are a little more outspoken. He takes controversial guys. I don't know Rocky Arsenault, but there are degrees of competency in pilots, doctors, talk show hosts, and agents. I don't love the Mexico optics on Zeke. I don't love the fact that Jerry went to the wall for you, appeared to be getting Commissioner Roger Goodell in hot water defending you, and 2 years out, you hold out of camp. I don't love that.
Well, no, I don't either. And I understand where Zeke is coming from. I understand the fact that you want a new deal and that the running back position, we've seen this, the deal. Like, first off, the deal negotiated by the Players Association, right? You're negotiating on behalf of players who aren't in the league yet, and you stuck the first rounders with 4 years and a fifth-round option, or a fifth-year option. So you stuck them with 5-year commitment to their NFL franchises where you can control their salary and their ability to earn money. So even if you outplay that contract, as Zeke has, 2 of the 3 years he's been in the league, he's led the league in rushing. Like, you've outplayed it. You deserve it. But if you're going to get a new contract because you still have 2 years left, you're going to have to give something back. It's going to have to be team friendly.
Right.
Like, that's the way it's going to work. You're not going to go and usurp the contract that they gave to Todd Gurley last year. Now, I will tell you this, the Todd Gurley contract, if you look at it at its face value, they're probably upset that they gave that contract out.
God, yes.
What about David Johnson? David Johnson's $13 million a year. He went on the witness relocation program last year. Where was he? Right? And then you look at, Devontae Freeman, who I think is one of the best backs in football. He's an $8 million a year guy. He was hurt last year. So why would you give that contract to a running back? I'm with you on the optics. The other thing is Jerry Jones jokes about Zeke who, and the agent and the players say, hey, I thought it was disrespectful. Well, what's disrespectful is the fact that you've been suspended a couple of times, that you've gotten called to the principal's office down in the at Park Avenue several times. Like, that every time you go out, you're a potential powder keg that they have to worry about, that you've got to sleep if you're the owner with a cell phone because you know that Zeke Elliott might get himself in trouble. Like, that's disrespectful.
Listen, I remember when I was a young broadcaster. When you re-sign Jalen Smith, for instance.
Sure,
he's a great story, but Dallas feels he's a great kid. So I remember when I broke into broadcasting 30 years ago, and I was a play-by-play announcer, and I remember an executive saying, "We like our play-by-play announcers married." He goes, "You're single." Now, I wasn't going to get the job anyway, but it always stuck with me. He said, "You're on the road 82 times a year." Single guys on the road, Los Angeles. Now, players, we can't control. Broadcasters, we can. The point being, there's a lot more to getting a contract than just talent. Melvin Gordon is liked by the Chargers. They traded up to get him. Zeke has not been a good citizen of the Cowboys.
Sure.
He has hurt the brand. He has put his team in peril. He has been suspended. You know, we've worked at major corporations.
Sure.
When these corporations go and look at Mark Schlereth or me or Joy, some of it is, are they
dependable?
Are they dependable? Zeke has not been a good Cowboy citizen. Dak has been great. Amari's been great. Jalen's been great. Van Der Esch. Jerry has rewarded DeMarcus Lawrence and Jalen Smith. They've been good dudes. Like, that's part of it.
In regards to Jalen Smith, just an incredible story.
Great story.
When the kid was going to be a top 5 draft pick, right? Gets injured, devastating knee injury in the bowl game. Essentially, may not ever play again. Drop foot, you name it.
Right.
Has busted his butt to get back to where he is. He's developed himself into a great player. He gets rewarded with a contract yesterday. You know the thing that bothered me about that? The press conference became a message to Zeke and to Dak. Instead of celebrating what that kid has done. That bothered me. took his shine away to basically point the finger at other guys who aren't there right now to talk about getting your piece of the pie.
Yeah.
You know,
there was some of that in the press conference.
And here's the thing. I will never feel sorry for a billionaire owner that claims poorhouse because of salary cap issues. Can't pay everybody. You can pay anybody that you want to pay. Now, your offensive line right now, Smith makes $15 million a year.
Yeah.
Martin makes $14 million a year. Frederick makes $10 million a year. Collins makes $10 million a year. Right there, I just listed $49 million. You don't think you can renegotiate all those contracts, give them extended deals, get their cap value down quite a bit, and save yourself $30 million somewhere? Of course you could if you wanted to.
But that goes back to Jerry is angry. Joy and I talked about this yesterday. There's no animus with a Dak deal. There's animus here. I believe Jerry. In fact, I got a Dallas reporter yesterday DM me. Guy slid into my DMs. He's like, "You nailed it on this." Jerry's pissed. I mean, went to the wall for you, and you were not a good guy.
Right. Absolutely.
So I just think, listen, by and large, I would have a hard time if I was a billionaire. If I liked the player and I thought he was good for the room, I'd struggle not paying him. I think most of these owners liked their players.
Right.
They like being mentors. They like changing lives. Like, Nick Saban says, you changed lives in college. Well, Pete Carroll's told me that before. Like, you can change a life as a college football coach. Well, a billionaire owner can change a family's history. I think most of them do but I'm the billionaire, you're the millionaire. Right. You got to be a good guy, and I don't think Zeke's always been a good guy.
If I'm going to invest in you, make sure that I'm investing in somebody that I can count on, that I can rely on, that I don't have to worry. Like, I can put my cell phone away and don't have to worry about it ringing. That I can sleep well at night knowing that I invested that money in you. And I mean, I get it. I think Dak's gonna get paid regardless. But like, with the way the running back position is in this league, would you pay a running back?
I would.
I just wouldn't.
I'd struggle with it.
Yeah.
I always look to Belichick. What would Bill do? Bill keeps drafting running backs every year.
Right.
So he doesn't get cornered. And they're all like SEC running back. I think that is analytically where you go at running back.
You think Sony Michel, who was great as a rookie,
never get a second contract?
Get a second contract from New England? Absolutely not.
No, and listen, there's certain positions in all of sports. Yeah. There's analytics changes hell, managers in baseball now have no influence. Do you realize a rural college program, Boise State, will pay their football coach 4 times what the Yankees will pay their manager? That's the sport. Yeah. Baseball managers, because of analytics, and football running backs, because of analytics, simply aren't worth as much. I want to shift to this, though. I have this theory. There was a USA Today headline today. Aaron Rodgers, you have to draft a quarterback behind him. My theory has always been, I don't get not drafting a quarterback either every year or every other year. If you're a great team, you can sit him. He learns from the quarterback. Never loses his value, because I can say on the market, we can't play him because our quarterback's great. If you're bad, you draft one. And if you got Andy Dalton or Cam Newton, you do, because there's limitations. I think it's a mistake. Like, if I was Green Bay today, I would draft a quarterback. Now, I don't know how it would sit with Aaron Rodgers, but New England drafted 10 when Tom Brady was in his prime.
Right.
And took 2nd, 3rd, 4th round picks. Am I crazy on my theory?
No, you're 100% right. 100% right. You should always be in the business of drafting and developing quarterbacks, because we don't know. We don't know when you're going to catch lightning in a bottle. We don't know when the game just makes sense to a guy. Like, go back to last year's draft. I like to call them the Hall of Fame 5, right? You got Baker Mayfield, right? You got Sam Darnold. You got Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, and you've got Lamar Jackson. Like, Baker Mayfield played pretty well. I think Sam Darnold has a chance to be really good, right? Josh Allen right now, we know he's an athlete in Buffalo, but we're not sure what he is. Everybody said coming out of that draft that who was the number one guy in regards to the most ready to play.
Well, Josh Rosen threw the best ball.
Josh Rosen, everybody said he's the guy that's most NFL ready. That's what the draft experts say. Like, Ryan Fitzpatrick, they pulled him off the couch after 7 birthday parties where he gained 40 pounds, right? He wasn't Ryan Fitzpatrick. He was Ryan Fitzpatrick when he came to camp. And Josh Rosen can't beat him out. Now, I know he's got a lot of NFL experience, but even the head coach is basically saying, hey, man, Josh Rosen isn't ready to play yet.
Well, Carson Wentz and Jimmy Garoppolo, Dak Prescott, we didn't watch them play in college. We didn't watch Patrick Mahomes play in college.
Yeah.
We didn't watch Brady play much in college. I mean, if you look around the league, I mean, it's amazing how many of these quarterbacks, we didn't watch them play in college. Big Ben I didn't watch in college. Phil Rivers was at NC State.
You should always be in the business of drafting and trying to develop quarterbacks. Here's the other thing that makes no sense to me. This league, it makes no sense to me.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.